Hello everyone, welcome to Art Ladle and Spade. It is Wednesday and a lot has happened since the last time I checked in. Today I'm going to make an admission, a painful admission. I believe I killed my ranunculus corms. I don't know where I read on there that I needed to put them in soil in the refrigerator, but I didn't. I needed to put them in a shallow pan of dirt, and I needed to soak them first, put them in a shallow pan of dirt, and then put them in the refrigerator. I did not soak them. I put them in dirt and I put them in the refrigerator. So I tried to fix it. I took them out of the refrigerator, I dug them out of the dirt, and I soaked them for 3 hours, and then I repotted them. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. I'm not hopeful. What else? I believe I killed my foxgloves. I have a couple that have sprouted and stayed healthy. However, I'm going to say 50% of them sprouted and then they died. So again, my friend said I overwatered them. I overloved them. So that's my fault. So we're going to do a round 2. So I've gotten some more planted and we'll see how that goes. My hosta dirt, it didn't sprout because it was dirt. I was sold dirt on Amazon, and I wrote them and told them that they sold me dirt. And so nothing is sprouted, so I'm sticking to the fact that they sold me dirt in a baggie. What else is it? My pink muhly grass isn't looking very happy. I have maybe 3 or 4 sprouts. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to continue to be patient. They've only been under the grow lights since the 8th. So it's been 10 days. So I need to really chill out. My crocus corms are starting to sprout. So I'm very happy about that. My astilbe is insane. You're going to see that in the video. They are like just growing all over the place. My hostas are extremely happy. My tick seed is coming up. So you're going to see there's a lot of stuff going on upstairs in the sunroom and also in the grow light room. Outside, I have continued to dig where my paver pad will be for the garbage cans, and I have decided to take that space in a bit. It was too big, and to be honest, I have a lot of bricks, a lot of pavers that I'm going to use, and if I go any bigger, I'm going to have to buy more, and the goal is to save money. So I'm going to show you what I've gotten so far, what I've dug up so far. Also, I picked up some more flagstone. My neighbor donated the rest of his flagstone from his yard project, so I got to pick up that, and it was a lot, so I'm very happy about my flagstone. I'm also going to show you some pretty huge rocks that I got from a construction site, and the hope is to get back over there this weekend and get some more really large rocks. And those are going to serve as the border for my garden area outside the back door. So I am going to show you that. And other than that, everything seems to be on schedule. Again, I have to keep reminding myself that the longest seeds that have been in the dirt have been in there since January 31st. So we're not even at 3 weeks. And so I have realized in this process that I am very impatient and I need to chill out. And so I'm going to learn patience. I'm going to learn patience. That's the goal. That's the lesson here. Other than that, everything looks good for the most part. And the weather is we're supposed to get a couple more days next week where it's going to drop below freezing. So I'm very happy that I haven't gotten ahead of myself and started pulling my plants out of the garage that are overwintering in the garage. However, they are sprouting, and I've got a lot of plants coming up in my yard that are sprouting. So I'm hoping that these freezing temperatures that we're going to get next week, I'm hoping it's short-lived, and I'm hoping that everything survives. So this is what happens in Georgia. So this week has been in the 70s. It's been beautiful. Today was a little cloudy outside, but it was almost 70 degrees out. So the weather has been insane. So we're spoiled here in Georgia, and we've got a couple more days where it's going to drop below freezing. So I need to be patient with what I have in my garage, and I don't need to buy anything from Pikes like I started to do yesterday. So this is before, right before spring in Georgia. This is what happens. Anyway, stay tuned. You're going to see some videos of all the stuff going on. No updates right now on the garage other than we got another sign off from the inspector, I guess the permit department. So we're working on the electrical, and then the siding will go up at some point, but the garage is, you know, slowly but surely it's coming along, and it's still massive. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you have not, and I will see you soon. Thank you for watching Art Ladle and Spade. Okay, welcome back everybody. This is Leslie. Thank you for joining Art Ladle and Spade. We are looking at the paver pad area. I've continued digging out here. You can see a lot of these roots that are underneath the dirt and clay. But the process continues getting this all dug up, and I'm very excited. Today my auger was delivered, and the past couple of years I have been digging by hand, and then last summer my neighbor came by and dropped off her auger, and I was in love. So I won't be digging holes by hand anymore. I'll be using an auger. But this right here is just to show you how far. I have to go 6 inches down. No, I have to go 8 inches down, and then layer it according to what ChatGPT is saying. And I have decided to come in a bit with the size, and I'll show you why. But I don't need it to be as wide as I thought before. I really just need to be able to have three garbage can width on the paver pad. So I'm going to come in a bit, and that way I can utilize all of the paver pads that I have. But I want to come over here to my rock that I have been collecting. This is from a construction site, and I'm going to go back this weekend and get more. But some of these larger rocks are going to serve as the border for this area here. So yesterday I spent time digging up all the brick that was serving as a border, and all of the, I think 2x8s, I think this is what these are, that were lining. So these will be the last two to come up, because I have flagstone lying on them. And right now you are looking at all of the flagstone that my neighbor donated, and this will serve as the walkway between these two trees. So coming out the back door, you're going to have a path, and then you're going to have a raised garden area here with a Japanese maple that will be right there in the corner. And then over here on the other side of the trees, you're going to have another raised garden area. And then there's going to be a water feature here. I haven't picked it up yet, but one of my neighbors donated a very large water feature, and I get to pick that up. So this is what's gone on so far. So all of these bricks are actually from the border that was on the space that we had to dig up for the fence. So I've got lots of pavers that served as the border for that, and this will now be my paver pad. And this is the fire pit that we had to take apart, and we'll reassemble those. But I have plenty of pavers to do what I need to do. This is a trunk. This is the top of the trunk here. So this was actually buried in one of the islands, and it had plants in it, but that had to be dug up because that space is no longer there. And over here we have the spot where I am dumping all of the clay and dirt and roots from where I'm digging up the paver pad for the garbage cans. So this is where I'm dumping this, because I have to raise this quite a bit. So I'm going to step down and show you how much this needs to come up. So this is the side of the patio, and I need to build it up to this point halfway, and then the rest will be dirt. And again, it's not going to be as deep, because if I put it this deep, I'm not going to be able to get to the plants in the back. But I plan to make it as wide as you see here, all the way over to the panel here. So that's where it'll stop, just before that. And then they're actually going to start filling this in because they're finished with it, and he's gotten another inspection and they said we can go ahead and cover this up. So he passed the inspection. And so this is what's been going on out here. Lots of rocks that I keep collecting. Neighbors keep sending me messages and saying, hey, I've got rock. So it was pretty nice. I've got rock dealers in the neighborhood. So anyway, this is what I'm doing here. So this space is slowly transforming, and I love the fact the weather has been very nice out here. So I've been able to come out here and dig in between my sessions and get a lot done. So this is coming along. Next week we're expecting the temperatures to drop down to freezing for 2 to 3 days. So, you know, I'm definitely not putting any of my plants out. Nothing's ready to come out anyway, but just to, you know, get an idea of the fact that we get so rushed to get stuff out for the spring, and then we have another cold snap that can kill everything. And so this is this area. So I'm going to pop inside so you can see all my sprouts. We are inside now. And this is my lantana. Nothing is happening with my lantana, not a thing. And this was planted on 2/1, so we're just over 2.5 weeks out from this, and nothing's happening. It said again up to a month, so we'll see. Here are my lupin seeds. None of them have their second layer of leaves, so they're not ready to be thinned or repotted. So I'm being patient with those, but everything looks pretty good here. Here are my summerberry jarro, and those are coming up slowly but surely. Here are my hostas here, the rest of my hostas. No, not the rest of my hostas. Here's some of my hostas. This is the hosta seeds that I keep telling y'all bamboozled. That was dirt. I'm convinced. I'm going to give it another week, and then, you know, I'll use this for something, the soil for something else. Here are my blanket flower. Those are happy. And here are my alyssum. Alyssum are coming up nicely. So I'm going to switch gears over here. And here are my hostas. And here are my crocus. So my crocus corms are starting to come up. I wasn't sure about these, but they're coming up. They're fine. Here are my bellflower, and little tiny bellflowers are coming up. So I've been patient, and they're coming up. Here are all of my astilbe. My astilbe are very happy. All of my astilbe are coming up very nicely. And here's my sweet William. Now, I've waited too long for some of these sweet Williams. They've fallen over. And so some of the reading says that I've waited too long to repot them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start thinning. I started thinning some of these out because, again, I lost some. But I'm going to start thinning these out and just keeping an eye on those so that I won't lose any more. Here are my blue hostas. All of them are very, very happy. And more astilbe here. And we have sad news for the ranunculus. I believe I killed these. I don't know where I read that I needed to refrigerate the corms in the soil, but it looks like I was supposed to refrigerate the corms in a bag with a moist paper towel. So I'm going to see, I went ahead and I soaked them to see whether or not they are going to survive. I just soaked them over the weekend and I potted them. So we'll see. I'm not sure if these are going to make it or not. But that was my mistake. And I even went back through ChatGPT to see where I read that, and I couldn't find it. So maybe I made it up. I don't know. Here are my beautiful tulips that my husband bought me for Valentine's Day. They're so beautiful. And then here are my holiday cactus. And they're still, I don't know what's going on. I think they're confused, but they're still blooming. They're very happy. All right, I'm going to pop downstairs so you can see what's going on in the grow light space. Okay, we are in the grow light room down in the basement, and I'm going to start taking some lids off of this. So this is my creeping thyme. My creeping thyme is very happy. Well, here, maybe, let's see, the realize there's a light under here. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it does work. There we go. Look, there's my creeping thyme. So I guess I was a little heavy-handed at the front of the tray. But this has only been in here since February 8th. Very, very happy. And I've been rotating. I think I said this in a previous video that I've been rotating the trays. This is my Gara flower. My Gara flower doesn't look very happy. I have, maybe. I have a couple of sprouts of my Gara flower. Here's one. This one's taking its sweet time. And then here, over here is this is my bee balm. Bee balm is happy. I don't have, I'm getting my second set of leaves on some of these, so I can start to thin these out. And again, I'll have to get these in individual pots. And over here are my blazing star, and I haven't gotten a second set of leaves here, so I'm still waiting. Pretty much have left this alone. I am rotating the tray on this one though, but it seems fine. Seems happy. And let me switch sides. We're gonna come over here. This is my orange ice. My orange ice seems to be doing well. And this is my foxglove. Sorry, spoke about my foxglove. I don't think this is a winner. I had a bunch of sprouts that came up and then they died. So I did go ahead and sprinkle some more seeds here, and one did come up. So we'll see. But I'm not going to be too torn up about the foxglove. As I stated in a couple of videos ago, I realized that it is actually toxic. So I'll be okay. But here's my pink muhly grass. This is one of my favorite types of grass that I see in people's yards, and it's just not producing for me. But again, it's only been less than 3 weeks. This was planted on the 8th of February as well, and it is only the 18th. It's been 10 days. Here are my heirloom yarrow. Heirloom yarrow seems very happy, and no second set of leaves on either of these either. So any of these either. So I'm going to switch over. Here I go, standing up on the chair again. Okay, this is my tick seed. And my tick seed seems to be doing fine. Not a lot of shoots up here, but enough. And then this is my black-eyed Susan. And seems to be doing well. Still no second set of leaves on these. So I'm still waiting to get those into another pot. And this is I'm not going to take the lid off of this. This is my coneflower. Very happy. Now, some of these coneflowers do have their second set of leaves, so I do believe by the weekend I will be putting these thinning these and then putting these into separate pots. And then over here is my red ice. My red ice plant, and these seem to be doing well. These need to be thinned as well. And as I stated in previous videos, these seeds were tiny and my eyesight isn't the best, and so I just put them in there and made a strong man survive. So this is it. This is what's going on down in the grow light room. Very happy. Thanks for joining.